What the American people want, have a right to, and what's good for America is a lawful system of immigration.
The president's language during that Thursday meeting was front and center as his DHS secretary took the hot seat.
Apologies, I don't remember specific words.
Your silence and your amnesia is complicit.
I've been very patient with this line of questioning. I am here to tell you about the threats our country faces.
The media on a new tear to push their narrative that President Trump is unfit to lead, despite his doctor saying that he's in excellent health.
He had great findings across the board, but the one that stands out more than anything to me is his cardiac health. His cardiac health is excellent.
He's borderline obese. Can you characterize that as excellent health?
Did you do a Hep C test? Does he take any sleep aids?
The time would have been better spent having that doctor assess everyone in that room.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average eclipsed the 26,000 mark for the first time.
Broken a lot of records. We're breaking another one today. The stock market is way up. Jobs are back.
Sing it, Toby. Hey, welcome to the Curvy Couch. And look who's here, Eric Trump.
Great to be here, guys, as always.
Good morning.
Son of President running the company.
It's the first time we've seen you, really, since you went ahead and became a dad.
It's amazing. Honestly, it's so Ainsley's seen me a couple times since, but the kid is the love of my life. I'm having so much fun.
I think he's the prettiest child I've ever seen.
Laura's like the greatest mother. He's got the Trump hair, right? He's got this big mohawk. He's just a great little
What's the
boy.
hardest part about being a dad?
You know, honestly, trying to balance work and kid. You know, I leave so early from my house. I go to work very, very early. I come back very, very late. And, you know, you miss him during those hours.
Best part.
Yeah.
Oh, God, just when he smiles. You know, when you have him on his lap and
That's great.
he smiles, he's the greatest.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. I'm sure you saw yesterday, as it turns out, your dad is in excellent health. That, according to Rear Admiral Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who did the president's physical on Friday at Walter Reed. He's in great health. He did the cognitive test, and I'm sure you saw the questions from the assembled media. They were extraordinary. Watch this.
Can you assess the president's mental fitness for office? The president appeared to slur his words while giving an address. Did you look into what the cause of that might have been at all?
Are you ruling out things like early onset Alzheimer's? Are you looking at dementia-like symptoms?
Do you keep a tally of how much golf the U.S. president plays? Do you consider that exercise?
Can you explain to me how a guy who eats McDonald's and fried chicken and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in?
And this went on and on. Did you see any of it?
It's insane. In fact, they actually asked, does he use drugs? Now,
if he's addicted.
My father has never had a sip of alcohol in his life, right? I mean, he's talked about this so many times. He has never had a cigarette in his life. He is, you know, he has one of the cleanest lifestyles in the world. Is the president? I mean, these people
here's the question,
have lost their minds. I mean, they have lost their minds.
What about the question, what's the life expectancy?
Think about that. Think about the question.
When's he going to die? That's what that says.
Think about the question, does he eat ice cream? I mean, this is insane. Like, where is the coverage of the economy at 26,000? Where is the coverage of unemployment being the lowest ever, consumer confidence being the highest ever, 4% GDP growth? I mean, I can go on and on and on. How about the fact that ISIS is, for all intents and purposes, gone, right? There are 44,000 ISIS terrorists, right? And there's less than 1,000 now. He's totally wiped them out, right? And they're talking about how many scoops of ice cream a person eats.
Eric,
John Carl's asking, does he eat McDonald's? I mean, give me a break, guys.
Can't this help him, though? Can't this backfire on the mainstream media? It'd be one thing if they were talking policy, but it's obvious that they are in the tank for the Democrats or for anyone against that would run against your father.
Hasn't it already? I mean, how trivial is this nonsense? I mean, I think it has. People are smart. People look through this, right? I mean, people see one thing. They see the green in their wallets. That's what people care about. They care about their 401ks. They care about, you know, their kids, their education, how they're living, the vacations they get to go on, how their businesses are doing, if they're employed, overall quality of life. You know, they don't care if somebody has a scoop of ice cream. I mean, they
Yeah, but
it's insane.
If the doctor says that he's in good health and he's got good cognitive function as well, that flies in the face of the narrative they're trying to establish, which is he's crazy.
And anybody who knows my father could tell you that he has more energy than any human being. I mean, the guy has more energy than anybody I've ever met that's my age at 35. He's unbelievable. He doesn't stop. He's an absolute machine. I was saying this last night. I mean, I've never seen my father with a cold. You know, the man is really, really incredible. And anybody who knows him and speaks to him knows how sharp he is, and knows, you know, listen, he is, he's incredible up there. That's what's gotten him to the success that he's always had.
So let's look at his lifestyle change. It's not like he's usually somebody, he's had the same office for years, right? Went to the same place for years. So his lifestyle's changed radically at the age of 70 plus. So what has it been like when you talk to him offline, away from the cameras, when you maybe catch him at an event, when you say, Dad, what is it like doing these things while being divorced from the organization? What does he tell you?
Listen, when I say his spirits are high, that's an understatement. I mean, he's having a great time. He's doing an unbelievable job. The proof is in the pudding. You know, despite the nonsense, despite the noise and the chatter and, you know, the little sound bites and, you know, the sensational reporting, he is doing an unbelievable job. And that's
we're 48 hours from a shutdown. That is a stressful situation. What does he tell you about that?
He's, you know, I actually try not to ask him about government.
You're not allowed to,
I don't.
right?
You know, I keep a very, you know, strict wall right there. But I can tell you his spirits are incredibly high. He's doing a phenomenal job. Everybody that I come across, everybody I see on the street every single day, they're telling me what a great job he's doing for them. He's doing a great job for this country. He's delivering the promises. People are so sick of politicians actually not delivering the promises that they ran on, right? He just got tax reform. The economy is absolutely booming. He's bringing jobs back to this nation. He's bringing manufacturing back to this nation. I mean, this country is becoming wealthy again. He's doing what he promised he would do.
What's your reaction to all these businesses that are giving the $1,000 bonuses? We had a man this morning who actually is putting on the check in the memo, it's because of the president and the tax cuts.
If I was the Democrats, I'd be very scared of that, honestly. You know, $1,000, and they're going across. These are major companies who are giving them to tens and tens and tens of thousands of employees. I mean, well over 1 million people in this country have gotten major unexpected bonuses because of the tax plan that they put through. That is an incredible thing. That means that this system is working. People are reinvesting in their employees. It's exactly what my father wanted to happen. He wanted wages to go up. He wanted unemployment to go down. I mean, America is being successful again, and America is attracting businesses again.
Sure. And yesterday, briefly, the Dow touched 26,000, which is unbelievable. When it ended down a little lower by the end of the day. But there you can see the Dow milestones as your father has been president of the United States. That is something tangible. There's more money in people's pockets. There are more people with jobs.
Steve, literally a week ago, we were talking about how we hit 25,000. 2 weeks before that, we were talking about how we hit 24,000. A couple weeks before that, we were talking about how we hit 23,000. I mean, you open up your 401k, it's up by 35% right now, 30%. I mean,
that's a 701k.
Think about how great that is. Think about how positive that is for America. And then you have these people talking about ice cream. I mean, it's insane.
Well, let's talk about, too, the theme since last Thursday has been your dad, according to people in that meeting, said some things about race and that people are calling him a racist for the last 5 or 6 days. I know you don't agree with that, but is there anything you could bring to this conversation you think is important?
My father sees one color, green. That's all he cares about. He cares about the economy. Right? He does not see race. He's the least racist person I've ever met in my entire life. It's total nonsense. And, you know, at the same time they're saying that, they'll never report that African-American unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. The lowest it's ever been in this country. They won't give him any credit for that. And by the way, he campaigned on that. But then they'll go out and call him racist. It's very sad. It's a race to the bottom. They stoop very, very low. And the reason they do that is they don't have their own message. I mean, what is the message on the Democratic side right now? Who are the front runners? I mean, what do they stand for? They don't stand for anything. They've been obstructionists.
They're
They've
just
wasted
against your dad.
a tremendous amount of money. They come out no matter what he did. If he was to solve cancer tomorrow, they would criticize him for it. I mean, it's very, very sad, and that's not a winning recipe. The reason he won the election is he had a message that actually resonated with the people of this country, and he's quite frankly delivered on it, and I think it really scares them.
How do you think the message is resonating with New Jersey, the folks who live in that great state? You have businesses there with this new governor, and he wants to establish an agency to protect illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Well, you know, the interesting thing is the new governor was former ambassador to Germany. And if you look at the problem that Germany has right now with illegal immigration, I mean, even Merkel has come out and said, listen, if they were to do it again, they wouldn't do what they did, right?
Cost her government. It might cost her her future.
Well, you know, it also costs the country a tremendous amount of money. There are serious, serious, serious problems. So it's kind of interesting that the person who came from Germany, who saw what happened there, is trying to enact the exact same thing that failed when they did. I mean, whatever happened from learning from past experience,
How
learning
did
from
that state
lessons.
go from Chris Christie to this? Because complete opposite.
I know it is, and listen, I think Chris was a great man, and he was obviously very supportive.
But it's a very
of our
liberal
family,
state.
Yeah, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. But when do we get back to, and listen, I'm the product of immigration. My mom was born in a different country, but there's a difference. There's legal immigration versus illegal immigration. I mean, when do we put the emphasis on legal immigration, and when do we make illegal immigration much tougher? And it seems like they're actually trying to do the exact reverse.
And it sounds like that's one of the reasons your dad was not crazy about the deal last Thursday, because essentially it was amnesty, not doing it the proper way.
Yeah, he wants merit-based immigration, and that's how it should be.
I know you had a huge adjustment with as a parent, but what is it like, you and your brother running an organization, seeing that office empty? What is the Trump organization like?
Yeah, listen, we're doing great as a company. We've got the best hotels in the world. We've got the best golf course. There's great commercial buildings. I mean, everything. We're having so much fun, and I love working with Don every day. And, you know, listen, there's an element you miss, right? I miss seeing Ivanka every day. I miss seeing my father every day. We used to always trade little notes back and forth, and you know how close of a family we are. I mean, we absolutely love each other. We fight for each other. We would do anything for each other. So you miss that little part, but at the same time, you know, every time I look up and I'm watching Fox and I see him up there, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of everything he's accomplished. He's done an unbelievable job, and he's far exceeded every expectation I have of him, and I knew he was going to do an incredible job when he got in there.
And it's only year one so far. All right.
And
much
you
more to
did
come.
break news. You're watching Fox at the Trump Tower. I did not know that.
There you go. All right.
A lot of Fox at Trump Tower, Brian. I wouldn't disappoint you, I promise.
Good
Yes,
job, Eric.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Right behind you is Jillian, and she's got some headlines.
Morning. Good morning to you at home as well. Let's get you caught up on some of your headlines of the day, starting with this Fox News alert. A former CIA agent under arrest for stashing classified information may have been spying for China. According to reports, officials think Jerry Chun-Shing Lee could have played a key role in the execution or imprisonment of U.S. informants. The DOJ says Lee left the agency in 2007. In 2012, agents found secret meeting locations and contact information for covert operatives in a notebook in his hotel rooms. The 53-year-old was arrested at New York's JFK airport. Now to extreme weather. Nearly 100 flights at the world's busiest airport in Atlanta canceled as a dangerous winter storm heads east. Here's a live look at the roads there now. You can see it doesn't look too bad at this point, but you can see that snow on the side of the road. In Boston, there's about an inch of snow on the ground already. And this is what it looks like in upstate New York. Some cities and towns there could see up to a foot of snow. Former U.S. Congressman Dennis Kucinich is running for governor of Ohio. The Democrat just made the big announcement right here on Fox and Friends. He says he can appeal to the state's Trump voters.
I can show them that there are Democrats who stand solidly for economic progress, who want to protect our markets, who want to stand up for everyday Americans. So, you know, to me, that's my constituency, too.
Kucinich will announce his official platform later today, so stay tuned for that. That's a look at your headlines, and we'll send it back to you guys.
Busy,
All right,
busy day.
thank you.
Thanks, Jillian.
Okay.
Hey, I got to tell you what's coming up straight ahead. Senator Cory Booker.
She didn't know where to look. Which camera?
okay.
We got it.
All right. All right. Hey, Senator Cory Booker lashing out at Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen on Capitol Hill.
The language festers. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
Is that okay? Your emails are pouring in. We'll share them.
And the video is absolutely insane. It's a speeding boat that comes flying toward that group of fishermen. What happens next? We're going to show you.
Whoa.
It's the final countdown.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain?
The Secretary of Homeland Security was up on Capitol Hill answering questions from U.S. senators yesterday, and it was contentious. It was learned, and this was interesting, when queried a number of times about the use of the president's language earlier on Thursday, where he made some comments that have angered a lot of people. She revealed that there were a number of people in that room using the same kind of language.
That's right. Her name is Kirstjen Nielsen, and she was there to talk about the threats that our country faces as the DHS secretary. Well, Cory Booker, who's a senator who sits on the Judiciary Committee, was in the room, and he wanted to question her. There were 5 senators that questioned her, 5 Democrats, about the president's language last week when he was talking about other countries. Instead of talking about border security, he wanted to question her about that and really yell at her about that. Listen to this.
the commander-in-chief in an Oval Office meeting referring to people from African countries and Haitians with the most vile and vulgar language. The language festers. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
And he was angry because she said she didn't remember the president saying it.
Almost every Democratic senator wanted to know what went on in that meeting. We weren't talking at all about immigration reform or border security or what she needed. Stephen writes this about Cory Booker's reaction. Keep in mind, he's running for president, and he did the same thing. He grandstanded with Senator Sessions. All of a sudden wasn't acceptable to be attorney general. He said this: I was not sure if he was auditioning for SNL or Shakespeare in the Park, but the one thing he was most definitely not auditioning for was the part of a U.S. senator.
Sorry, that's pretty funny. Shakespeare in the Park.
Right.
Sorry.
All right. So Max emailed, his display shows what is wrong in politics today. We want to hear solutions to problems, not partisan banter.
And then Ron said, and he demands respect for others, theatrical showboating at the expense of a very respectful woman. I can understand if he has a problem with what the president allegedly said, if he said it, and then you talk to the president about it. But look at this picture. I mean, that's what he was doing to the lady who is the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Well, he had questions, and she didn't answer them to his liking, apparently.
I know, keep emailing us. That was pretty funny.
All right. 8:20 now here in New York City.
All right. We have a serious topic to talk to you about. It involves the flu, the deadly epidemic. It is striking again. Look at the newest victim. He's a cute 10-year-old little boy. The chilling new warning this morning.
Plus, time is running out for Congress to avoid a government shutdown at midnight on Friday, but Stuart Varney says, let it shut down. Go ahead.
Let it happen.
Why? Stuart's next.
Declining numbers at an even rate. At the count of one, we both accelerate.
Get ready for Centrum Micro Workouts. The bubble curl, the twist and turn, the stretch and grab, the gummy squish. Centrum micronutrients fuel your body from the inside out. Grab a Centrum and join in. Repeat daily.
Experience the new 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
3, 2, 1.
When this bell rings, it starts a chain reaction that's heard throughout the connected business world. AT&T Network Security helps protect business from the largest financial markets to the smallest transactions by sensing cyber attacks in near real time and automatically deploying countermeasures, keeping the world of business connected and protected. That's the power of AND.
What do Sure Payroll customers have in common? A super easy, affordable way to file and pay payroll taxes. With Sure Payroll, payroll taxes are a breeze. We process employees, contractors, and you can even pay yourself. We file and pay your federal, state, and local taxes. Just call 844-SURE-PAYROLL or visit SurePayroll.com to get a free quote. Award-winning customer service, guaranteed tax filing, plus 60 days free payroll.
I chose Medi Weight Loss because it's medically supervised, clinically proven, and they created a plan just for me.
I went from a size 20 to a size 8.
Medi Weight Loss kept me motivated. I lost over 70 pounds.
60 pounds, I'm 55 and fabulous.
The Medi Weight Loss products and supplements helped me stay on track, and I lost 60 pounds.
You can lose up to 10 pounds the first week. Visit startmedi.com to shop online and find a location near you.
A John Kelly exclusive. It's a special look inside the president's agenda, straight from the White House Chief of Staff. Brett has the interview you can't miss tonight.
What do I want from my hotel? Well, that depends. On my business trip, I want to be online and then offline. Weekend getaway, I want to stay in the heart of the city and enjoy my espresso at breakfast. Summer vacation. Every trip is unique, and your hotel should be too. With Trivago, you can find your ideal hotel easily and for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Let's begin.
Yes or no? Do you want the same tools and seamless experience across web and tablet? Do you want $4.95 commissions for stocks, 50-cent options contracts, $1.50 futures contracts? What about a dedicated service team of trading specialists? Did you say yes? Good. Then it's time for Power E-Trade, the platform, price, and service that gives you the edge you need. Looks like we have a couple of seconds left. Let's do some card twirling. Twirling cards. E-Trade, the original place to invest online.
I'm going to do the headlines right now by myself, even though I could get help. A father suffering a massive heart attack minutes after a false missile alert in Hawaii. The Honolulu Star reports Sean Shields got violently ill during the panic, calling his kids to say what he thought was a final goodbye. Shields and his girlfriend driving to a hospital where he had emergency heart surgery. He's going to be okay. And a plastic surgeon is accused of showing up drunk for a procedure. Dr. Theodore Gerstel, if he's your doctor, switch out. He walked out of a Kentucky hospital after a staff confronted him. He was arrested and charged with public intoxication. Plastic surgeons should be sober. I've always said that.
Yeah, not good for his future medical
24
career.
minutes after the hour, let's bring in a man that I talk to a lot. Stuart Varney from Varney and Company, on from 9 to noon.
Greetings.
Shut down? You want to shut down, Stuart Varney?
In my opinion, it is in the national interest to fix immigration and fix military spending. Those are national priorities. I don't care who gets the blame for a shutdown, but it would certainly bang heads together. It would certainly increase the pressure to get this done, do your job, make compromises. That's what politicians are supposed to do, and fix the mess.
You know who's on your side is the House Freedom Caucus, because they say they took a look at how things are as of last night, and they said we can't vote for this thing right now, this continuing resolution to fund the government, because essentially the same thing you said, spending too much money and not fixing things.
What's wrong with a deal that says build the wall, end chain migration, end the lottery system, but let the dreamers stay? That's compromise on both sides.
That's what
That would
President
fix
Trump
it.
wants.
That's what he wants. What's wrong with that? Now, you shut the government down and you put a great deal of pressure on those people in Congress. Get it done.
401ks are looking good. Stock market hit a record high yesterday.
Have you seen all the smiles that are around this building and in other big corporations in America? That's because in the first couple of weeks of January, big companies have to report to their employees the status of their 401ks. They open up the 401k, their pension plan, and boy, oh boy, are they smiling, because most people are up between a quarter and a third because of this stock market rally. And by the way, when the market opens 1 hour from now, we're going to make another run at 26,000.
So I was stunned to see, as I was going through the New York Times today, a story that should have been on page 1. It was on page 8 at the bottom. It was about the economy and the increase in popularity of the tax reform plan that was passed. Take a look at this quote from the New York Times. Falling unemployment, accelerating economic growth, and a surging stock market have made Americans increasingly positive about their own finances and overall economy. Buried in the paper and credited primarily from the tax plan.
Yeah. I read it.
So what is your take on burying the lead that actually is a legitimate story?
It's par for the course. We've seen this over the past year. Anything that might be considered positive for President Trump is relegated either to the back page or no page at all.
Or credit the previous administration.
This is wrong. The president reversed the failing policies of President Obama. He reversed all this regulation. He reversed the tax situation, and we've got growth. We've got strong economic growth and a big stock market rally. That is largely because of President Trump. Case closed.
And you know, Stuart, for the people who don't have stocks and feel like they're not involved in that, and their company didn't give them $1,000 or $2,000 bonus, coming up in the next month, they're going to start to feel less withholding taken out, and so they're going to essentially get a little raise right there.
Everybody who pays federal income tax will get a lower tax rate come February. They'll sit in their paychecks. Everybody who pays federal income tax will get a higher paycheck. And this stock market rally, this economic boom, it's pointing towards prosperity in the future. That's what you've got to look forward to. When walking down that road, we're on that road. We're not going to divert from it. We've got tax cuts, we've got deregulation, we've got growth, prosperity. full speed ahead.
Don't need a marketing plan. You just need people to feel the difference.
Well, you need a media which is honest and which reports what's going on to the important points in our lives. Since when has the economy and prosperity not been important to all of us?
Well, they got
the readers know that. The readers know that. They know when they see it on the bottom of page 8 that should be a lead story because
Yes,
it
but
affects
this
their wallet.
barrage of distraction from what's really going on
Did you
with
see
our
the
financial
doctor
lives.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, who could miss it, for heaven's sake?
In fairness to the media, they did get bad news. The president will survive. So they had to
very
overcome
disappointed
that.
this morning.
Yeah, I think they are, actually.
Yeah.
They got a black eye from that press conference.
did.
yesterday.
Really do.
I think they
Thank you,
did.
Stuart.
Yeah, it's pretty
Thank you,
obvious.
Steve. Thank you all.
Thanks,
All right,
Stuart.
let's keep in touch.
Meanwhile, companies nationwide are spreading the wealth thanks to the president's tax plan, as we were just talking. One CEO is making sure his employees know exactly who to thank by putting Trump's name right on their bonus check. Look at that. Down on the memo line, Trump tax cut and jobs.
And a lot of people worried about Pete Hegseth and what he's having for breakfast. He is eating with friends in Ohio. We're checking in with him next.
You want to wave?
He's
wave, say hi.
What kind of feeling? I'm high on believing.
Running a business is not for the faint of heart. Luckily, Office...
That's so cool. It is time for your shot of the morning, the buzzer beater. These high schoolers are never going to forget. Fans, as you can see, absolutely going crazy as they storm the court.
The game had been tied at 50 each with just 3 seconds to go.
But that star player stealing the ball at the last possible second and sinking a three-point shot, it made it even sweeter. The Illinois Crow teams are crosstown rivals. We'll follow their entire season.
I'd like to know that young man's name. Congratulations.
His
Someday we
parents are
will.
proud.
He knows his name, wherever
He
he's
does.
watching.
There you go. We know Pete Hegseth's name. He's right now at Mama's West Cafe in Hillsboro, Ohio, having breakfast with friends. Good morning to you, Pete.
Good morning. It has been a great morning here. Talk about great people in great country. This is Highland County. It went 76% for President Trump in the election. The editor of the newspaper here said, come out to Trump country and actually talk to voters, which is exactly what we've been doing all morning long. We've got a great group here. Sue works at Walmart. Alex is a realtor. Larry owns a construction business, and Daphne is a nurse. All Trump supporters with messages this morning. Nancy Pelosi said that breadcrumbs are what these $1,000 bonuses are. What does a $1,000 bonus mean to real people?
Well, for one thing, it's a very, very big deal. You know, when you've worked for a company and they want to give you $1,000 just because our president gave us a tax break, to me, it's a big deal. We've been called deplorables and everything else, but this deplorable appreciates those breadcrumbs.
Very much. You also had something to say about respect of this president.
Yes, the disrespect our president has been shown is just, it really bothers me. I've prayed about it many, many times. I wasn't an Obama fan, but I never treated him with disrespect. And no matter who your president is, he deserves respect.
Absolutely. Alex, you say that there's a misunderstanding, especially in the so-called mainstream media, about rural America.
In the mainstream media and the left on university campuses, in the liberal elite, there's a huge misunderstanding of rural America and, frankly, white America. I know we have unpleasant factions on both sides among our country, but the average, the normal person in this area, in the heartland, so to speak, is not preoccupied with race. That's not what we get up and talk about, if at all, ever. We're talking about the economy, we're talking about jobs, how to make America safe, how to make America great again. That's what we want. The only color we're occupied with is green. The economy, not these racial differences that so often the liberals want to pit us against each other.
It's a great point, great point. Larry, you are also, in addition to being a small business owner, your wife owns this fantastic restaurant. You talked about the dinner table. What conversations are being had by regular Americans?
A lot about jobs. The fact that in the last 7-8 years, workers have been pretty hard pressed to come by, and it's just like the doors have opened up on work. You know, there's a lot more work. Matter of fact, our local lumberyard here, they have Fox News on all day long.
Thank you. Give them a shout out. Who are they?
Kemper's Lumberyard.
Kemper's Lumberyard. Thank you very much for watching us. We appreciate it.
When you come in behind the counter, there's a huge screen TV. Fox is on all day. I mean, they're all supporters of you. They're supporters of Trump. One of my big beefs is this wall. To me, he is trying to protect us as a people. And I see the Democrats protecting illegal aliens, and what they don't understand about the word illegal is confusing.
Last time I checked, it's illegal. Daphne, you're, as a nurse, what are the issues that you want to see the most happen out of this president?
Well, the biggest thing for me is border security. I have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old going to college. One's getting ready to move to Houston. I want to know that they're safe. And if we don't stop the constant influx of illegal immigrants coming in, I agree with you. I don't understand why they don't understand that that's illegal. Just them being here is illegal.
It strikes me a lot of the things the president are pursuing is just common sense, the type of things that resonate with regular folks.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I got to say, we do a lot of these diners. Hillsborough, y'all are awesome, all right? Thank you very much for having us here. A ton of common sense from these folks. And the folks that say the polls that President Trump's approval rating has gone down, don't believe them. Sounds like fake news to me. They're as enthusiastic here as they've always been. This is also called the Sasquatch. It's 1 full pound of beef, and I'm going to eat it as you guys continue.
Can we
to work.
please zoom in a little bit to just see that a little better, the Sasquatch?
Look at that.
Okay, let's see.
It looks delicious.
Oh, very nice.
Looks so good.
All right, Pete, that was excellent.
The big burger.
And by the way, fake news awards are tonight, aren't they?
That's right.
Do we have an outfit picked out? Have we rented a tux?
I wonder if there's going to be trophies.
I'll make the popcorn.
Well, okay, fine.
We'll if you're not going to be watching tonight, we'll have the winners or losers tomorrow on the show. All right, it is 22 minutes now before the top of the hour.
A woman, not a loser.
Thank you.
Right. Winner.
Not today. Guys, let's get you caught up on the deadly flu outbreak. This is just crazy. It's striking again. This time, a 10-year-old boy, Nico Malozzi, died the same day he was rushed to the hospital, coming home from a hockey tournament in upstate New York. Health officials say he also had pneumonia. The CDC says at least 20 children have died from flu-related illnesses in the U.S. this season. Experts urging everyone to get the flu shot. The virus is now widespread in every state except Hawaii. Heart-stopping video shows the moment fishermen jump overboard to escape death. Just stop what you're doing and watch this video.
Hey! 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 Oh my God!
Wow, that boat showing no signs of stopping, plowing right into the small boat in Oregon. One of the quick-thinking fishermen now suing the driver of the other boat, claiming they were speeding and distracted by a cell phone. The fishing boat is wrecked, but no one seriously hurt. Companies across America spreading the wealth thanks to the president's tax cuts. Now, one small business owner is letting his employees know just where their bonuses came from by writing in the check's memo, Trump Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Sheldon Wolf, the founder and CEO of SpellX, a software development company, joined us earlier.
I wanted to do it because I'm excited about the new tax plan from Trump and the GOP, and I wanted to share the wealth, as they say.
Wolf says while most of his employees are not fans of President Trump, no one complained. That's a look at your headlines, and I know you guys talked to him earlier. It's pretty interesting. No
one's complaining about getting $1,000.
That's right. He was a small business guy, but saw the big corporations giving out the dough and thought, you know what, we can afford to do that too.
Right, and with this, thank you very much, Jillian. With this tax cut, I got Janice Dean a brand new umbrella from Rick Reichmuth. With the tax cut, I was able to afford it.
My Weatherman umbrella made by our very own Rick
They're
Reichmuth.
awesome. They're so
I hope
good.
I get a percentage.
Yes, I hope so too.
Checks in the mail, Janice.
It matches my outfit. How's that? You know what? This was what we would call a wintry mix, by the way. We've got some snow and some sleet and some rain mixed in, and this is kind of not the greatest of all weather to be traveling in. So let's take a look at the map, shall we? I will show you where the temperatures are around the freezing mark in New York City, 33, and then behind this, there's that Arctic cold front where it's 15 in Dallas and it's 20 in New Orleans, and with the wind chill, it feels even colder than that. Talking about below zero, -5 in Memphis, 15 in Dallas, 11 in San Antonio. We actually had snow across the Gulf Coast, including including Houston, Texas yesterday, now into the Panhandle, in New Orleans, as well as coastal Mississippi and Alabama, now in towards the Carolinas, up towards the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, where we're right on the cusp of that snow here in New York. Not going to get a lot of snow along the coast, but it's north and west of New York City where we could get the jackpot there, and also parts of North Carolina getting a lot of snow as well. So not a big bomb cyclone, my friends, but it is going to cause some problems on the roadway, so just be careful. Are you adjusting yourself, Ainsley? I saw that.
My skirt's coming up. Got to pull it down.
The things we have to do, my friend.
All right.
Don't feel sorry for me. You're out there in the elements.
Oh, it's okay. I'm warm.
She's 4 feet from the door. She'll be right in.
Come on in.
All right. Meanwhile, there's a new warning from the Department of Homeland Security to sanctuary city leaders. Cooperate, or you could wind up with criminal charges. How would that work? Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach on deck with that next.
Plus, one state is rallying to raise its minimum wage up to $15 an hour. But will that actually do more harm than good? Former Labor Secretary
Homeland Security making it clear what could happen to those sanctuary city leaders, the mayors, who are harboring illegal immigrants in the sanctuary city.
My question is whether DHS is currently working with the Justice Department to bring Section 8 U.S.C. 1324 charges or any criminal charges against state or local officials.
The Department of Justice is reviewing what avenues might be available. The context of this is, of course, not only putting my ICE officers at risk, but also finding an efficient and effective way to enforce our immigration laws.
And Jeff Sessions talked about that with Tucker Carlson last night as Attorney General. So how would that work? Could there be arrests of mayors and sheriffs? Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach helped the president draft his immigration policy and joins us right now. Well, Chris, do you think it's going to come to this? Do you think we're going to see Rahm Emanuel, Mayor de Blasio in cuffs?
Well, it's certainly possible. You know, there is a section in our criminal code dealing with immigration that makes it a crime to encourage or induce an illegal alien to remain in the country, knowing that he's an illegal alien or with reckless indifference to the fact that he's probably an illegal alien. And that's the actions by these city councils to create these sanctuary laws actually would fall within that crime. Now, it's up to the Justice Department to decide whether they want to charge them with it. But, you know, this crime's been on the books since 1952. And in the past, it's been used to charge, say, a business owner who provides incentives for illegal aliens to remain and keep working for him. And that's, you know, he's helping maybe 4 or 5 illegal aliens. These city leaders are helping 400,000 or 500,000 illegal aliens. So the gravity of their actions is far greater than what people who are spending time behind bars have done.
Ultimately, you have to wonder if you want tax dollars going to people who got here illegally or to the people that need it who are here legally and paying into the system, even if sometimes illegals do pay in some way a degree of taxes. Chris, you know what the raging debate now is. The Democrats want DACA. The Republicans say in exchange for legitimate border security, end of chain migration, end of the lottery system, and we're going to be looking at a lockout because no one can agree. What's your solution?
You know, DACA, the amnesty for nearly 1 million illegal aliens, the average age is 24. Their criminality is twice that of the comparable American population. We just saw a study out of Arizona. It's bad for America. So if we were to grant a DACA amnesty, you'd have to have, in my opinion, all the things that President Trump outlined and you just mentioned, plus E-Verify. E-Verify right now is only mandatory in a few states. You'd have to make it mandatory everywhere to ensure that the flood of illegal aliens who are going to come in, every time we have an amnesty, it brings another flood of illegal aliens. We got to make sure that they aren't stealing jobs from Americans as well. So you'd have to have E-Verify in addition to all those other law enforcement measures. Look, the Democrats aren't even willing to give anything. So at this point, I don't see how there's any deal on the table.
Right. And I guess you don't have for people in Kansas, should they worry about that ever becoming a sanctuary state?
We actually do have 3 sanctuary counties in our state, but we're working on trying to end that here in Kansas, and hopefully we will.
All right, Chris Kobach, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Legal immigration still raging in this country. When are we going to reform the system? Meanwhile, one state is rallying to raise its minimum wage to $15 an hour. But will that actually do more harm than good? Former Labor Secretary nominee Andy Puzder is up next. But first, let's check in with Sandra Smith, who also makes minimum wage. She's going to tell us what's going on in her show for the next 2 hours. Of course, Hemmert's got to sign off on it.
and he just got to the set. We're thankful for that. Brian Kilmeade, good to see you. Just a couple days left to get an immigration deal and fund the government. Congress working hard right now to get some sort of deal done. So will they? And what will it look like? Steve Bannon speaking to the House Intel Committee yesterday for 12 hours. And Corey Lewandowski is on deck to be grilled today. What will we learn? Congressman Trey Gowdy joins us live. And Senator Mike Lee is here as well. Dr. Mark Siegel on the president's health, and finally, Chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Mac Thornberry. He joins us live immediately following a meeting at the Pentagon. We will talk military strategy and funding the government with him. Big 2 hours coming up.
Here's the story of Green Mountain Coffee Roasters Sumatra Reserve. Let's go to Sumatra. The coffee here is amazing because the volcanic soil is amazing. So we give farmers like Vin more plants to grow more delicious coffee, which helps provide for Vin's family. All for a smoother tasting cup of coffee. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters.
Patrick woke up with back pain, but he has work to do, so he took a leave. If he'd taken Tylenol, he'd be stopping for more pills right now. Only Aleve has the strength to stop tough pain for up to 12 hours with just one pill. Aleve, all day strong.
I chose Medi Weight Loss because it's medically supervised, clinically proven, and they created a plan just for me.
I went from a size 20 to a size 8.
Medi Weight Loss kept me motivated. I lost over 70 pounds.
60 pounds, I'm 55 and fabulous.
The Medi Weight Loss products and supplements helped me stay on track, and I lost 60 pounds.
You can lose up to 10 pounds the first week. Visit startmedi.com to shop online and find a location near you.
Vegas shooting bombshell. Inside new documents and what the shooter's girlfriend really knew. Laura is live in Las Vegas with the latest investigation on the Ingram Angle.
Hi, I'm Dana Lash from The Dana Show. If you could be more heart healthy just by drinking a glass of delicious superfood, would you do it? Of course you would. There's one superfood I drink every day for healthy circulation and to make me feel great all day long. It's called Super Beets, and you can try it for yourself risk-free. Beets are loaded with an important nutrient that increases your own natural energy and stamina without stimulants. This powerful nutrient is incredible for supporting healthy blood pressure too. I take Super Beets as my pre-workout in the morning and as a non-jittery pick-me-up in the afternoon.
I drink Super Beets twice a day, and I have this glow. So it really has, it has helped me be who I am.
This allows me to sort of have my cake and eat it too. It allows me to get the energy that I need in a healthy, nutritious way.
I just feel like it's changed my life in the last 6 months because I'm able to do more things that I couldn't do before.
Super Beets is a functional food for circulation that you drink. It's effective and it's convenient. And just 1 teaspoon of Super Beets gives you the benefit of 3 whole beets. And only Super Beets is made from beets grown to exacting standards, then concentrated into superfood crystals using a patented technology.
Give Super Beets a try for 2 weeks. 1 week, just 1 week, and you will see a difference, I promise.
Don't wait another day to start increasing your energy.
During this special TV offer from Super Beets, with your first order, you'll receive another 30-day supply, absolutely free. Plus our test strips that let you see for yourself how Super Beets is working for you, and free shipping. Try Super Beets today. It's guaranteed. You'll love it or your money back. Order your Super Beets today.
Call 1-800-994-4680 or visit getsuperbeets.com. That's 1-800-994-4680 or visit getsuperbeets.com.
This week, as part of a Fight for $15 rally in Maryland, 2 lawmakers proposed legislation that would raise the state's minimum wage to $15 by the year 2023. If that happened, Maryland would join California, New York, and the District of Columbia, all set to reach $15 within the next couple of years.
But do wage hikes actually inflict more harm than good? Andy Puzder is policy advisor for America First Policies. He's also a former nominee for Secretary of Labor and the former CEO of CKE Restaurant Group, which was Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. We welcome you into the studio. Great
Pleasure to be here. Always great to see you guys.
Good to have you.
Is there some truth to that? Wage hikes, minimum wage goes up. Can that be bad for the economy?
Yeah, it's really just common sense. When wage wages go up where they impact the profits of a business. And these are, people go into business to make a profit. They want to keep their costs down. So when minimum wage goes up beyond what they really can pay with their current structure, they have to either reduce people's hours, which is what happened in Seattle. There's a study showing they went down $125 a month, or they automate. And there are studies showing that automation really hurts young people, elderly people, and African Americans. So it really does hurt. Competition is much more effective at driving wages up, because if people believe that the economy is going to grow, and at the same time with the Republican and President Trump's tax bill and deregulation, businesses now have more money. They want to invest in the future. They believe it's going to grow. So you've seen people automatically, you've seen banks and stuff go to 15, and Walmart went to 11. So I think what Walmart has said is that the market is now about $11. Now, there are places where it'll be lower. There are places like Seattle and San Francisco where it'll be higher. But the market is at 11. So if you raise your wage up to 11, you're probably not hurting anything. You go above 11 to 15, you're going to see very negative consequences.
Sure. And Andy, I'm sure you travel all around the country. How many places have you been to where there's a fast food place and there's an iPad where you punch in your own order and it comes out in about 90 seconds real fast? Here in New York City, they're talking about replacing cashiers with that, because while the activists think, okay, we've got some real leverage here, they actually don't, because it's easier to buy an automated system than it is to hire people.
Now, for years, it was more expensive to buy the machine, and you didn't have the personal touch. Now, with millennials moving up, and they do everything on their iPhones or digitally, you're seeing more acceptance of these kiosks, and they've come down in price, and because labor's gone up, they become more competitive. So McDonald's and Wendy's have announced they're putting really hundreds, if not thousands, in. Ruby Tuesday just laid off people in their restaurants. They've got on-the-table ordering. I mean, this is spreading fast and wide, and it's unfortunate because young people need those entry-level jobs. My first entry-level job was at Baskin-Robbins. And I tell you what, you learn so much in a short period of time. A lot of people that can't afford to go to college or that need to work to pay for it need those entry-level jobs to get the experience. And this minimum wage hike is killing them. It's just, it's a very negative thing for the country.
How about tax reform, putting more green back in everyone's wallets?
This tax reform hasn't been, it's so amazing. I had done an interview on Vice where they were kind of laughing at me because I said I thought wages would go up by second quarter of next year, about 2018. I ended up writing the guy who was laughing an email and said, I said second quarter.